Good day, everyone. I am Mhel Curitana, and I will continue the discussion of Group 1 last meeting. So, love. What is love? Love is an intense emotional attachment. It is a combination of emotions, behaviors, and beliefs linked with strong feelings of affection, attraction, security, warmness, and respect for another person. So we have these six steps of love that has been discussed to you in our discussion last meeting by Charles Benwebo. So let's just have a short review of that. First is the eros, or what we call the romantic love, the love that we had for our partner, yan, boyfriend, girlfriend, ganyan. So next is the philia, or what we call the affectionate love, or the brotherly love that we have for our friends and of course our family members. Next is the storge love, or the familiar love. So this type of love is quite similar to philia, but it is more directly towards family. So it is the love that parents feel for their children and vice versa. So pragma. Next is pragma, the enduring love or the mature love that we commonly see sa mga lolo't lola natin. Yan. Next is the agape love or the selfless love. It is the universal love or our love for God, and most commonly known as the spiritual love. Next is the philautia or the self-love. So we have these two forms of philautia. It is the healthy and unhealthy. So a healthy form of philautia focuses on loving ourselves, taking care of ourselves, and recognizing our self-worth before offering it to others. The next is the unhealthy way is that uh, it focuses on gaining fame, pleasure, and of course wealth. So it is obviously unhealthy. So if you will notice, love motivates us and validates our self-esteem. For everything in this world works for love, for someone or something. And we also have these chemicals in the brain about love, which are the norepinephrine, dopamine, phenylethylamine, oxytocin, and vasopressin. So, hindi naman natin na siya i-discuss. So, I have a question. How will you identify that what you are feeling towards someone is love? Or what is love for you? So, I know lahat naman po ng mga sinabi nyo ay tama naman, but what should be our pattern or how we will really define what love is? So in the Bible, it is said in the book of First Corinthians chapter 13 verses 4 to 7. For sure, alam naman ng lahat to, for this is a known quotation from the Bible about love. So, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. So, kapag wala, halimbawa, nawala yung trust natin dun sa isang tao, hindi na love yun. Kumbaga, wala na yung love eh. Wala na yung love doon. At kung isa man dun sa mga nabanggit na yon ay wala. Hindi mo masasabing love yun. Bakit? Kasi yan nga yung pattern or guide na susundan mo para malaman mong love yun. And in verse 13 or First Corinthians 10, and now this remains faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of this is love. Why? Bakit sinabi doon na ang greatest sa tatlong yun is love? For love is the most basic and profound human emotion, and it is a positive factor that draws people together. So, paano mo malalaman na ang tao ay walang pag-ibig, walang love? Kahit ano, sa sarili, sa ibang tao, ganyan. So, ito yung mga taong nananatiling may makasalanan and mga taong walang Diyos. Why? Dahil ang Diyos ay Diyos ng pag-ibig. At yung halimbawa na yan ay napatunayan sa Bible. In the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16, For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in Him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. So, binigay niya yung kanyang bugtong na anak, nag-iisang anak para tayo maligtas. So, di ba yun yung mga, ito yung lagi natin napapanood sa kapag sinakulo yung mga yung may bit-bit na ah, Cruise si Jesus. So, yun po yun. So, maybe let us not give us perfect happiness or like forever happiness that we are longing for or we are expecting, but it does give meaning to our lives. So next, intimacy. So we have this intimacy. The word itself is derived from the Latin word intimus, which means inner or inmost. So people often think of intimacy as about sexual intercourse, but it is about being true. It means open sharing of feelings and wants between two people. And many people suffer for inability to express such closeness or action, maybe because of trust issues or trauma. So, hindi natin masasabi yun, nasa kanila na yun. Pero ito yung when you can be open with someone, you can show them your true self. Intimacy, in short, is also giving us the sense of security. Halimbawa nito is, di ba, yung friends natin. Hindi naman lahat na pag-sharean natin ng mga saloobin natin. Depende kung gaano natin sila ka-close, kakilala, or pinagkakatiwalaan. So, in trust, intimacy is being built. The closeness or bond is being built, and that sticks us together. Just like how the Bible says in the book of John chapter 15 verse 4, Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit for itself unless it abides in the vine. So neither can you unless you abide in me. Sa Tagalog, kayo'y manatili sa akin at ako'y sa inyo. Gaya ng sanga na di makapagbunga sa kanyang sarili, maliban na nakakabit sa puno. Gayon din naman kayo, maliban na kayo'y manatili sa akin. So, sinasabi dito na ang tao kailangang ilabas yung mga saloobin natin kasi hindi tayo lalago or hindi tayo makakabangon sa mga kinalalagyan natin sa buhay kung hindi natin malalabas yun. Kaya nga 'di ba may mga nai-stress, may depression, may anxiety, and yung sinabi ko nga kanina that many people suffer from inability to express such closeness or action. So when it comes to intimacy, sino ba yung dapat at lagi natin tinatawag o hinahanap ang paglabasan ng mga hinanaing na 'to o saloobin natin sa buhay? Sa tingin niyo? Feeling ko mali yung sagot niyo, So, ang sagot dito is Jesus, ang Diyos. Bakit? Sinabi na nga sa Bible kasi ang Diyos tiwala tayo na between sa inyo lang yung mga bagay na yon at makikita ng Diyos kung ano yung nasa isip at puso natin. So, what act shows our intimacy to God? Prayer. Kasi 'di ba through prayer doon natin nasasabi lahat sa Panginoon. So, prayer. So, next is we have this 5 kinds of intimacy. First is we have the emotional intimacy. So emotional intimacy, it's the simple sharing of thoughts and feelings with each other. Next is the physical intimacy, expressing physical affection. Ibig sabihin nun yung hugs, holding hands, massage, kissing, cuddling, ganyan. Next is the intellectual intimacy. It's like you're discussing a book. Parang yan, brainstorming, ganyan. Next is the spiritual intimacy. It's like, ayan, nakalagay dyan is sharing or practicing spiritual, religious ideas, beliefs, and values. So it's, for example of this is that doing a Bible study, band, sa, yung band nyo inside the church, ganyan. Next is the experiential intimacy. It's sharing experiences together. So it's like uh, you're going on a trip together with your friend, doing crazy activities with other people. So it's the experiential intimacy. Next is passion. Passion is derived from a Latin word meaning to suffer. If you genuinely love something, suffer for it. Kaya nga nakalagay dyan sa background nung ating ano is passion led us here. Passion is what also gives meaning to our lives. Just like what we have discussed earlier, which is love, it also allows us to achieve beyond our dreams. Passion is the meaning of life, for it identifies our gift or passion, and the purpose of life is giving it away. So, passion is the meaning of life. You can also find how passion is derived in the Bible in the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 23. Anumang inyong ginagawa ay inyong gawin ng buong puso, na gaya ng Panginoon at hindi sa mga tao. Dito sinasabi na ang Panginoon na siya nating gayahin, huwag yung mga tao. Bakit? Dahil ang Panginoon, ginawa niya lahat ng bagay na nasa aklat ng Genesis. Di ba makikita natin sa Genesis lahat ng ginawa niya. So, lahat ng ginawa niya na nakasulat sa aklat ng Genesis ay, kumbaga may love, may passion. Hindi gaya ng sa tao na 'di ba tayo madalas kapag, may gagawin tayo isang bagay, basta magawa lang natin, yun na yun. Ito na yun, okey na yun basta may maipasa lang ako, ganyan, 'di ba? Pero ang Diyos hindi, kapag ang Diyos ang gumawa, may halong pagmamahal, may passion sa ginagawa niya. For nothing great in this world has been accomplished without passion. So people with great passion can make the impossible happen. And that quotation is true. Next is commitment. The key, the key is in the root word inner, means between people or groups, and intra means inside a person or a group. So there are several aspects that make this type of communication explicitly interpersonal and uniquely intrapersonal. So, ang una natin i-discuss is the interpersonal commitment. So, once something is written or said or submitted, it cannot be taken back. It is forever in the minds of others. So, that's what the interpersonal commitment means. Next is the interpersonal commitment. I mean intrapersonal commitment. So, interpersonal commitments are uh, the expectations that are based upon interpersonal communication with one's own self and are predictions of what will happen on perceptions of what has happened. And nakalagay dito sa quotation. Commitment is what transforms a promise into reality. So commitment kasi is an act. It's not a word. You cannot conquer what you are not committed to. So that's what commitment is. Next is relationship. Although our relationships are complex and numerous, it can also broad. Broadly speaking, these separated into a handful of categories. Human connection is one of the essentials when it comes to providing balance and resilience in your life. So everybody should be enjoying all of the six kinds of relationships because each relationships are important. First, we have your romantic relationship. These relationships are also where we learn to compromise, to listen, to work through problems, and to love even if we don't always feel like. And last of all, we all deserve intimacy, trust, and love, and all the best romantic relationships offer this. So yeah, that's what romantic relationships are. Next is your familial love, or your familial relationships. This familial relationships are forged not just by blood but by galvanizing circumstances, which means the trials and contributions of growing up together. Family offers stability and unconditional love, a constant required by us all. Next is your friendships. Friendships can serve many purposes, all of which can probably be boiled down to relief. Friends are the people you lean on and rely on to take some of your cares away or to allow you to vent tension. So yan, totoo yan. Next is your professional relationship. Your, your personal relationship with your co-workers or simply at work. Next is your casual relationships. Your relationship with the society, the relationship with the people around you. So, kung sino ba yung mga kapitbahay mo, mga nadadaan-daanan mo, yung mga kung halimbawa bumibili ka sa tindahan, ganyan. So, yun yung what we call the casual relationships. And lastly, your relationship with the self or with yourself. You need to come to the terms with who you are, be comfortable with that, and have confidence in who that person is. Sure, you can have all the best friends, lovers, and relatives in the world. I'm sure you all have all of those. But only when you invest in your relationship with yourself will become truly resilient and happy. Kasi pag kontento ka sa sarili mo, pag gusto mo yung ginagawa mo, dun ka magiging masaya. And it always starts within yourself. Everything starts within yourself. So thank you everyone for listening. This is the end of our discussion for the part one of psychosocial perspective in gender and sexuality. Thank you and God bless.